falls on reporters. So what we do is every Sunday we have budget meetings for each section. So we tell reporters to come in with 2 or 3 ideas, and then they pitch those ideas to editors, and then the editors will kind of help them fine tune the ideas if they need more help with that. But otherwise they'll just say like, oh, I really like that idea. What day do you want it due? But for like when I was a reporter, you get ideas kind of from everywhere. A lot of my ideas I got just from like looking around campus, looking at flyers, talking to my friends, like, what are you interested in? Like, what would you want to know more about as a reader? Because that's what's kind of cool about the DN is that our readers are students. So you kind of just like have that connection with the reader, whereas other publications, you have such a broad audience, where here it's like so focused that it does kind of give us a little bit of an advantage just because, you know, we are students. So it's like, what would we want to know about campus? It kind of depends on where you're at in your career, I guess. Like when you first start out, a lot of it is going to be you kind of getting told what to do. You do have like the freedom to pitch your own ideas, and that's also a little bit like how you move up. If you have like really good ideas, you know, you're going to get more chances to like show your skills and stuff. But it's kind of a mix of both, and here it is too, because there are things that like me personally or the editors want to get published, so we will tell the reporters like, we have this idea, you need to get it done. So it is a little bit of a mix of both, and you'll find that at a traditional publication too. It's a little bit of a mix. So we are independent from the university, and that also means we don't really have like an advisor overseeing us or a professor telling us like, no, you can't publish that, which is actually pretty different compared to other college publications. There are some college publications where they're tied with their J school, so they'll have someone every night telling them, you probably shouldn't do that. Like if we wanted to do an investigation of the J school, we totally could. So when it comes to ethics, like we are still like a traditional publication where we can get sued for libel, we can get in trouble for publishing anything that's false. So we do have those kind of liabilities, but at the same time, like I feel like that's good for us because then we can go after those harder stories, and we don't really have someone telling us like, you shouldn't publish that. I do have a lot of trust in the section editors, so ultimately, if there's something like really controversial, it is my final say, but I really don't oversee too much of that, just because you would go crazy doing that, because we publish like over 100 stories every week, so I can't oversee every single story like that. Every night we do have a budget meeting, so they'll like come in and like pitch ideas, and so I'll be like, oh, that story makes me nervous, like can I read through it? And then there's also the managing editor who is right below me, and so that's really his main job, is to make sure the day-to-day content is good. So I would say if there's something super controversial, I'll have the final say, but day-to-day I leave that to the section editors, because that's really their job, is to approve it for each section. So Sundays we have budget meetings, and so a reporter will think of an idea, pitch it to the editors. The editors will say either, yes, I love that idea, no, I don't like it. And then if they do like it, they'll pick a day that it's due. So our minimum requirement is to have 2 sources. So other publications could have different rules on that, but just for us, like especially for students that are learning, it's hard, you know, to be like super trusting of a source. So we just like having that 2 source rule at a minimum. So they'll turn in their story at night, as like everyone's here at night. So all the editors come in at night, and each section will run through it. And then if needed, the managing editor will also, or me, will go through the story as well. And then it goes to copy, and copy editors mostly are checking for AP style errors, and they're also writing headlines, and they're actually the final eyes on it. They'll be the ones to put it on the website. For print, it is a little bit different. We do print a monthly magazine, and so I actually do read through every single one of those, just because it's not that we want errors going up online, but it's literally just a click of a button to fix an error, where with print, it's, you know, there forever. So it's basically the same process where they'll pitch the idea, it'll go to section editors, but with the magazine, I'll also read it before I send it to copy. So, but that's kind of and then it's out there after that.